Welcome to the stream, everybody. Good to have you. Hopefully the internet holds up today. That would be great if it did, but welcome. We've got things to do, important things to do. And welcome. I hope you are all doing absolutely wonderful, and welcome to the stream. It's good to see everybody. Let's check in with the chat. Good to see everybody. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see. How are you guys doing today? Hope you're doing well. We didn't get a lot done in our last episode. We had our podcast with Tango, of course, which was really fun. And then I had some nonsense with my breathing and had to end it pretty quick. And of course, we had the internet issue. So we're hoping for smooth sailing. Smooth sailing. We're hoping for smooth sailing. Let's see. Luke Taco, thank you for the brand new subscription. Very much appreciated. And welcome aboard the Starship Good Times. Laura likes news. Thank you so much for the 2 months. Very much appreciated. Noodles. Not what I said. Mazadul coming in at 94 months. Let's go. 94 months. Can we get some hearts in the chat for Mazadul? 94 months. That's pre-Hermitcraft, everyone. That's pre-Hermitcraft. That is incredible. Let's get those hearts in there. If Nightbots can't even speak. If Nightbot times you out, you know you've done something right. Welcome, everybody. That's incredible. 94 months. That is pre-Hermitcraft. Anyway, let's check in here. Let's see. Vala, thank you so much for the 1 month resubscription. Very much appreciated. And Grimo, thank you for the 1 month. Working on your Hawkeye cosplay right now. Comic-Con Sunday. Let's go. I want to see that. If you have Twitter, send a picture to me on there or on Discord, wherever. I'd love to see that. That's what's been cool lately. I noticed, there's trends, right? There's, trends will go through the world, right? And one of the trends lately I've noticed in like the fan community is cosplay, which is really cool. That's something new, and yeah, it's exciting. Let's see. Levis, thank you so much for the 32-month resubscription. Very much appreciated. Very much. That's very generous of you. And cracks. I'm so sorry I mispronounced your name, but the service I provide. People come from far and wide to hear me mispronounce their names. That is the service I provide. We here at Scar. If you have a complaint, you can take it up with the Jelly Complaint Department. Thank you so much for the 18-month resubscription. Very much appreciated. Very much. Let's see. Connor Club 07, thank you for the brand new subscription. Very much appreciated. Also, welcome aboard the Starship Good Times. And Gold Skull 17, thank you for the brand new subscription. Also, welcome aboard the Starship Good Times. Very much appreciated. And AXO has done a new thing called a super duper hyper chat. Interesting. This is a new feature. I don't know anything about it other than I saw it be tweeted out yesterday. Let's see. Oh, cool. A new chat feature. Thanks for the background stream while I work on multiplayer GeoGuessr. Let's go. Oh man, I want to do that. Should we do that today? Oh, I want to do that. Are you maybe working on the the Hermit hard mode? Seriously, if there is a Hermit hard mode and it's multiplayer, Green and I do it together, I'm gonna win. My mind, it's very mysterious. And one thing, I'm very visual. I can pick out the strangest things. Okay, we're going on a rant here, but that's fine. One of my favorite comedy movies from the 80s, I enjoy a good comedies 80s movie, was a movie called Fletch. I know nobody in the chat even knows what it is, but there was this movie. See, my dad loved it, right? And then he used to watch it a lot, and then I grew to enjoy it also.
True Maz facts. My first Scar video was the Scarland Desert Museum, which I think was pre-Scarface reveal.
That is correct. So we're going back to 2011. My survival world Scarland, which Scarland the theme park is based and named after in honor of that. And yeah, the Desert Cube and Museum. So I took a lot of the blocks in the game, which there was very few of, by the way, and put them in a museum in Minecraft. So I had the ore, and that was pre-emeralds, potentially pre-lapis, if I think about it. I'd have to go back into the old memory banks, but it may be pre-lapis. We only had 3 woods, so super easy to do that one. You just put the woods over here. And then there was this room that I always teased out that I was going to do, was the minecart room, and I never did it. It is literally still undone. So yeah, that's it. That goes back. Cliff, what's up, man? What's up? Thank you for the 60-month resubscription. Cliff, did you see the Disneyland castle or Disney World castle? It's pretty cool. That is a pretty cool one. I think I might get it for doing a Scar stream. It'd be really fun. Corbin Storm, thank you so much for the 75-month resubscription. Very, very much appreciated, my friend. Very, very much. Yeah, we should go back to Scarland and look at it. It's obviously different now because it's one of the things like I've updated over time, but it's still there. It's still there. We should do a series where we revisit my survival world, like revisiting my 12-year-old survival world. Christmas! Hello, Christmas. Hello, hello, hello. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it be? I've got so many series. Once we finish one series, we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do that. Goran! Whoa, okay, whoa, okay. Almost crashed there. Goran, so thank you so much for this new chat feature. That is incredibly generous of you. Very, very, very much appreciated. Very, very, very much. Can we all get some hearts in the chat for Goran? That is very generous of you. Very, very, very much. I'm gonna go look at it right now. Oh no, Christmas! I've shown him the dark side. I've shown him the dark side. I'm excited. I think I'll get it. Now, my mom did come into my room when I tweeted that out, and she's like, "Excuse me," and she goes to the Lego pile. By the way, the Lego pile's out here at the moment. Man's got to take a shower once in a while, but. She's like, wait a second, mister. I did get you the castle. And yes, she was correct. She was correct. Maybe we could start out with this. We could start out with this one. We could start out with this one. This is actually really cool. It's like a mini castle. So it's got Mickey there. And that's like one of the coolest Mickey minifigs. It's such a cool... I think this... I love little miniature things, and back in season 6 of Hermitcraft, Cub and I made miniature versions of like the star base and the water cooler base from the Civil War. It was like we made a betting thing where you could like bet on which side was going to win, part of Concorp, and so we made mini versions of their two bases, and it was so fun. Like I just love making like miniature versions of things because it triggers interesting creative things, right? You're really like using your brain to like, okay, I can't build it with this big block. I got to think of what the small block was going to be in this case. So it's fun to do it. Oh, there's cool. There's a picture on here of Disney World's original, or Disney World's castle's original. Out. Just a minute. Technical difficulties. I got this. Don't worry. We got this. There we go. There we go. Let's see. Oh, Hype Chat just pins a chat to the top. I should have read up first. I have no idea either. It's a new feature. I unfortunately did not at all do my research. And Cliff Fryer, thank you so much for the raid. Very much appreciated. Welcome, raiders. We are slowly but surely getting into today's stream, so you joined us at the perfect time as we're just getting ready. But welcome, everybody. So yeah, I hope you guys are all doing absolutely wonderful and a good time to jump into the wonderful worlds of Hermitcraft. By the way, I do have a surprise for you all. I do have a surprise. When the surprise will come, you'll never know. It'll just come out of nowhere and you'll be like, whoa, amazing surprises. Surprises. But anyway, look at that. Look at that background. All brought to you by the Bobby mod and the Fog mod. Some ask, Scar, how do I make the incredible fog work? And then I say to you, valued viewers, you go to Simple Fog Control. We're going to the control room, everyone. And you click on Configure. And then this is the settings. These are the settings B-Dubs gave me. I think it's the settings he gave me. I moved them like, like 20 up, 20 down, just moved them around a little bit. And I think what he had was actually pretty perfect. So yeah, if you wanted to use the fog mod, these are the settings. That's how you get to the settings to get this beautiful background, right? You have to use the Bobby mod and then you use the fog mod. If you don't use the Bobby mod, or if you don't use the fog mod, everything looks kind of ugly, right? Everything's a little too in focus, and that's not really natural to the eye. So when you incorporate the fog, that's more natural to like your own eye, where you get the atmospherical effects and stuff like that. So excellent. A lot of people don't like the new feature because it has a split. I think it's 70-30, but that's a personal thing. Decide whether or not you use it. I believe that is very similar to bits. I believe that's a similar split than bits. Speaking of that, I usually don't like talking about this stuff, but a lot of people have asked me to set up a tip/donation link instead of using these features. If that is something you want, and I've gotten a lot of messages recently for that, just let me know, and then I will make that happen. But yeah, everyone's always got I think that's similar to bits. I know people are like, oh, 70-30. But I was like, I think it's the same as bits. Dang it, Scar, don't tell Cliff about Legos. Our house is full. I mean, think about this way. You might have your Legos in a corner, but maybe we start incorporating Lego boxes into the furniture pieces, right? Maybe you get some stacks, your table legs are now Lego boxes. See, that's making lemons out of lemonade, right? No, that's not the right saying. Is it the right saying? No, I don't think so. That's fine. Anyway, here we go. Here we go. Ah, man. Seriously, I just can't get over how much I like this mod and how much it changes the way I perceive my base. Because prior to using it, we couldn't see the castle from the front of the park. And now from the castle, we can see the front of the park. And I love it. It's like the vision you have in your head, but when you're in the park and you don't have these mods installed, like, yeah, it's there, but it's not. And it's like, we have enough to furnish the entire house. So hypothetically, you could make a Lego chair. You get out the right number of boxes, shapes, and sizes, and you could make a chair. I just gave you a project for the day. Forget school, forget work. Nah, we're gonna make a chair out of Lego. Lego boxes.
What if they made Lego boxes shaped like giant Legos? Then you could build structures out of your boxes.
That right there is a big brain thoughts. And that's the beauty of the Scar stream. We only have the biggest brain thoughts. Oh, I love that. Oh, let's get rid of him. No, just kidding. All right, so we got stuff to do, right? We got surprises. That's one thing. Somebody put signs next to the poop. I know, I'm not going to step in the poop. We've got to exchange our TCG cards. That's 1. We've got to finish our windows. That's 2. Also, the cleaning lady, once again, has not come and cleaned these barrels. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the trash. Look at the trash. Look at the trash. Nothing. Look at her over there. She's probably out there. I don't know what. Probably playing in 1.20 items, but not doing proper cleaning lady things. How dare she? I joke. Anyway, my next episode, I actually came up with a random idea. So we were having just like a hangout session with the Hermits yesterday, and I had a really great idea. So my next episode, obviously we need to change out this area and add the pathways, the flowers, the trees, and all the little details to make this not be a grass field, so these buildings feel like they're actually part of Main Street. So that's gonna take a little bit. I've got some pretty good ideas on how to design this. I'm gonna have like a really cool like grass field across here with some really fun flower beds. New designs, by the way, new flower bed designs. What in tarnation? TCG easy. Oh. It's Cub's song. TCG easy as 1, 2, 3. TCG 1, 2, 3. Baby, you and me. Oh, I love that. Where did he put that down there? That's of course Cub's TCG song that plays when you start a game in the pyramid. I love that. TCG easy as 1, 2, 3. TCG 1, 2, 3. Baby, you and me. I love that. That's really cool. Anyway, so Next episode, I'm going to do all this, and I'm going to do something in the back. I'm going to do something in the back here. I got something. I got plans right here. I got plans. I'm going to hire some help. I'm going to make a help wanted ad for a handyman of Scarland to help me with redstone. And I'm going to put it out there in a competition for hermits to see who wants to be the handyman of Scarland. It comes with a salary, by the way. I'm spoiling my entire episode right now, but that's fine. I don't care. It's going to come with a salary. It's basically like 64 diamonds or something a week to be a part of the power of Scarland and the magic that you'll feel by being a handyman of Scarland. I think it'd be really cool. Anyway, Terragolos, thank you so much for the 10 gifted subscriptions. Very much appreciated. And Turks hello, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subscriptions. Very much appreciated. Once again, Cass, thank you so much for the bits. I'm dodging. Weaving, very much appreciated. Get some camels. Cub has a camel, by the way. All right, I'm so distracted, but that's fine. You don't come here to see progress. You come here to make fun of my lack of ability to get anything done. I want to show you the camel because I haven't seen the camel outside of just spawning one in when the snapshots arrived. That's what we call a UFO tree, everyone. That's a violation. That's a rule. If Hermitcraft had rules, one of those rules would be you're not allowed to have a UFO tree. It's a true fact. It's a true fact. It's a fact of life. And if Hermitcraft had a rule, if I was in charge of rules, there is one rule, and you know the rule, as I said, no UFO trees. Oh, that's funny. Oh, by the way, we need to exchange our TCG cards. What was I going over here to do again? The camel. Have you guys seen what Cleo and Cub have been doing? I know I showed a little bit in my video. Hopefully you guys are watching Cleo and Cub's videos because these things are amazing. So Cleo has this. This is her museum. That's Cub's museum. And they have basically just pillaged and plundered the entire server of all of its artifacts. And it's amazing. Like, look at this. It's the cage where Ren got tomatoed, and there's tomatoes in the glass case. I know that took longer than it should have. Oh my gosh, there's like a head in this case. Like that's Ren's like, I'm so like my life has been sucked out of me. You know how presidents get really, really old after their term? Like they show like the photo of them going in the office and then coming out of office and they look like they're like basically dead. That is Ren. Well, he was king. The stress just really took it to him. Pearl was at your base. And then over here, oh, the artifacts from the king. Oh, that, ooh, what is this? I want shiny crown. That's super cool. Hey, let's go. These are the new flowers. I was told that people don't like the new flowers. Come on, guys. We've been wanting colorful, vibrant, big flowers. These are pretty cool. It would have been fun if the sniffer had more than one flower, or I guess that's 2 flowers. It would have been awesome if this pot... I got a lot to say about that pot. That pot. I've got things to say. I like these flowers. I think they're pretty cool. They're really random, which is great. I think they're look at that handsome devil. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Wow. Just majestic. Just a majestic man right here. Just a majestic man. A man of majestic stature. What the heck? What am I doing? Anyway, let's go pop over to Cub's museum over here. By the way, he still has jelly here. I'm taking that cat back. But yeah, we just looked at the Hawkeye exhibit over here in my video, but there's so much more. Like, look at all this stuff. The Guppy Geyser. You remember the Guppy Geyser? Oh my gosh, there's so many weird memories in here. Scarland's finest treats and snacks. I love it. All the Easter eggs from the Easter egg hunt. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. This horn has still been stolen. Wait, what? You need to voice? What? The voice who? Why does that not work?
I heard that. Scar?
Oh no. No, Pearl, no, I didn't tell you to shut up. I was playing horn over here.
Yeah, sure. You don't have beef with me at all, right?
No, not at all.
I didn't hear.
Pearl, no, come on in. Come on in. You
Birdie.
give it a try. You give it a try. I promise I didn't tell you to shut
wait.
up.
That was a new horn? Oh, nice. Shut up! Okay, no, I wasn't telling you to shut up. No, you're fine.
Wow, that's a big head right there.
What? Oh.
Look at the size of that head, Pearl.
I thought you were talking about mine.
Pearl,
How is it that
I'm not
big?
telling you to shut up, and I think you have a perfectly normal, adequate head.
Thank you for the clarification, Scar. I appreciate that. Why is it so big? How is it so big?
I have no idea. It's mildly disturbing, I'll tell you that.
It is actually. It's insanely huge.
Well, have you enjoyed the museum here too, Pearl?
Well, I just came because I heard you were over here and I heard you have slight beef with the cleaning lady, but I also realized that I would basically be coming over here to get yelled at, apparently.
About.
So...
hold on.
They told me halfway through. Oh.
You'll speak when spoken to!
Is that one to me now?
Well, Pearl, I noticed that my trash cans are overflowing.
Your trash can is usually empty. Did you fill up in one day again? You always do this. You fill it up in one day and then wonder why it's full.
We're taking flight.
Yeah, you see? This is what I mean.
Come with me, Pearl. Come with me. By the way, Pearl.
Hold on.
Pearl.
Yes?
Have you been introduced to the power of the fog mod and the Bobby mod together, combining to make Minecraft a spectacular visual appearance?
Well, I haven't, but I have seen your perspective of it.
It's amazing, Pearl. It's amazing. Because you know the Bobby mod, like when I'd see it before, it was I'll say it's kind of wretched. Like everything was too in focus, too I don't know, it looked awkward. But when you combine the power of the fog mod, which B-Dubs found because he's a genius man, it has
Is this
changed.
how he gets all these fancy screenshots and everything like that?
It's changed the way I see Minecraft. Whoa, wait.
Your base works really well with that perspective as well.
Step
Okay,
forward.
let me see. Oh, okay. All right, you know what? Has Joe been in your garbage can again? Joe's been in your garbage can again. Is
He
it
very
just
well
Joe's?
might be.
Yeah, you see, this is what happens when you let Joe fill up your garbage can. All right, this is not a cleaning lady fault. You know, you gotta be taking that with Joe. Joe's got his own garbage can.
You're the disposer, and now it's full, and I can't dispose of. I mean, come on, look. I've got an issue in here, Pearl. I've got stuff to throw. Sorry.
Oh.
Man, I have disrespected you so much already today. That's just.
You say telling me to shut up. You saying I have a big head. You slamming the door in my face. Like,
Just
come on, man.
Spoken when spoken to.
Yeah, like, come on. Is there anything else you want to throw at me before you finish?
I'm all right.
No.
But yeah, I
it's
got a lot of
okay.
garbage to throw away, Pearl. It's accumulating.
Scar, I thought you said this was like a project, like bunch of shulker boxes and everything. What's happened? Where's your storage system?
Project's over. Now it's just trash. It's the excess trash.
We'll put it in the trash system.
It's full.
Well, there is a drop off at Twinkly Trash.
Oh, there
Right,
is?
there's an entire garbage bin. Yes, I mean, look, I've got a trade section getting set up. The automatic storage is almost done, but there is a whole bunch of garbage bins around the shopping district that you can use.
Okay. But that would mean I would have to do it. I'm lazy. Question.
I'll empty your storage. I'll empty your bin.
I
Yeah.
should, because you are the official cleaning lady of Scarland.
Am I?
Yeah, you've been self-appointed as of today.
Okay.
I should build you like a fun little like cleaning lady office, or you could build one if you wanted to for fun. But see, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make in my next episode, as I often spoil everything. There's no point of even watching the episode now at this point. But I'm gonna put out an ad for a handyman of Scarland to help with redstone, and it's a salary position. And so I'm gonna make like a trailer, like a construction trailer in the back. But I just realized, big brain here, the cleaning lady should have like an outpost here too. That'd be amazing.
Yes. Yeah. Look, if you're hiring me, I need a place to stay. You know, I gotta do my business in an office.
I'm gonna have to take on 2 salaries.
Exactly. Yes. I'm gonna get paid.
If I'm gonna pay the handyman, I cannot pay the cleaning lady.
I didn't realize
We're
you
an
paid
ethical
people,
theme
Scott.
park here. We're not a cruise line.
Did you enjoy all my poop jokes, by the way?
The what?
Did you see the signage around your base?
The TCG signs?
No. Next to all your horse poop. Did you see those?
No. No, we I did not see these. Let's see. Cleaning lady, call 1-800. Oh wow, the dyslexia is.
Oh yeah, sorry. I probably made that actually pretty hard. It's just 1-800 clean lady. Not bad. Forgot about that.
Okay, my brain's back. Woo, okay.
Oh no.
They said pooping is a call of nature.
And then turn around. Yeah.
Whoa. What in the
We
world?
can do with the back of signs now.
Oh,
yeah, it's the new update. You can write on the back of signs. It's amazing.
That is going to take a little while to get used to. I mean, we've been playing Minecraft a long time, and this is new technology here.
When I realized, I was mind blown.
So is farting a missed call?
Waiting for your spray to process.
Okay.
I kind of feel awkward, watching you read these. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, if you're looking for something to do, there are plenty of horses to murder. Anyway, let's see.
Look, I'm a cleaning service, not a horse murdering service. You have to call on yourself for that one.
There's one right next to you. Look at it. Look at it. It's asking for death.
I'm not a horse murdering service. You're the one that's an expert on it, Scar. I don't want to protect it though. Like I can't. Like my morals. I can't let you shoot it. I don't want you to.
I don't know. Here, look. Oh my God, there's signs everywhere.
Yeah,
how many horses did it take to make a Scarland smell? Just a pew. Oh no. So these all have poop jokes, and then the punchline on the back. What do you call a magical poop?
Enjoy! You'll be here for a little while reading out wonderful poop jokes, Scar, until you get this cleaned up. 1-800 hire the cleaning lady today. Thank you for your business.
Well done. Are you going to remove these? Because I don't know how.
I mean, they are armor stands. I think you need to get the armor stand book and unlock them all.
How much does that cost?
Look, I mean, I don't know. I've never dealt with the armor stand book really in a long time. Probably not since season 8. I'm not gonna lie. But, I mean, I could figure it out if you want to hire the cleaning lady.
I might have to hire the cleaning lady on this one.
Okay. I'll take note of that.
How much does it cost?
I think I have to do one first and see how long it takes. But probably not very long. I imagine, like 5-10 diamonds. I don't know.
Okay, and then throw in a couple of horse murders and we're set.
I'm not murdering the horses. You have an expert right there in your own brain, in that hard head of a helmet of yours, Scar.
Bro, come here.
That's your job.
Look what I found. I found this yesterday. I found this.
What'd
Look at this. Oh my gosh. Get stupid.
Is that the horse? Is that what you found?
No.
Oh my gosh, they're everywhere.
And I have a pen. There's a whole pen of them over there now.
A whole pen as well?
Yes.
Oh my word.
Look what I found over here.
Oh, is this an elephant? Oh. What did you find? What is this?
Look. Cleo did this magically and didn't tell me. And look at how cool that is. See, it's like the costume character, but they took their hat off and they're just chilling, having like a snack in the garden section.
That is so cute. But I love how pretty the dress is as well.
I know. Look at that.
An absolute wizard, honestly. Absolutely gorgeous.
I know. Like I saw that and I thought also, this is more a reason why we need to get Green to get a new computer, because he can't even come into Scarline without being lagged out. I think he may very well have the worst computer of the lot of us.
But like how? I swear he has a crazy beast computer. I think he just needs the right mod, honestly, because without the right mods, mine struggles too. But with the right mods, like I do just fine. What am I running right now? I am currently over 80 FPS in this area. And that's with a decent render distance too.
What processor do you have, bro?
I'm running on an i9 900K. I got my 32 gigs of RAM, and I got my 3080 for my graphics card.
Yeah, I think he has a much worse processor than, because I think we have the same processor. Man needs an upgrade.
I thought he had a 12. I thought he had like a 1200.
No, I don't think so, because his processor is older than mine, I think. And it's like an i7.
it? I mean, i7 can be decent. It just depends like what the other
Yeah.
half of it is.
Man, I still think the man needs a new computer. I don't think Scarland's the problem. I think it is his computer.
To be fair,
Oh,
you
and
can
then-
have some pretty crazy lag attractions, Scar, and I don't think that's the attraction you want at your land.
Look at Tango over here doing his best gardening.
Oh, look at that. And I like how it's also, like, these are the bushes that he's already trimmed, and these are the untrimmed ones.
Oh, that's good lore right there. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. Look at that. He just needs, like, the little scraps on the ground or a little, like, bucket of weeds or something.
I
That'll be
didn't even
perfect.
think of that. That's great lore.
Yeah.
That's a good piece of lore right there.
So I guess I gotta empty your bin, huh?
Oh, it's a mess. It's a mess. I can't figure out what to do with this building right here because it's the administrative building. Like, if you have a bad experience in the park, you come to town hall. But I'm trying to think of like what to do inside this building besides clear it out of mobs.
I mean, well, isn't this where you could technically put the offices if it's the administrative building? Unless you want to build a building for each administration, like
Yeah,
for each,
that's
like,
a good
office.
idea.
Because they would fit in here. But at the same time, like, I've never been in a building in an amusement park of, you know, where you report your problems before, so I can't exactly quote on the inside of those.
Yeah, that's where I always get my like disability pass.
Ooh.
So
What
it's like,
about a parents' like break room, like a place that kids can kind of sit and play, and the parents can have like a coffee or something?
that's a good idea. There's also a place for lost children at Disneyland when a child goes astray. I think at least they used to have it
You
way back in the
see?
day, and it was like the sign for it was the parents from Peter Pan. It was like they were like looking for their kid. So it could be that could be something.
That's an option, yeah. It's all the little things like that. Are you gonna build a cafeteria actually? Like
For the
you have
staff?
a place or a food court?
Oh,
Just like a food court or something in general.
yes. The interior is not like done. But this is the restaurant over here. And so obviously I want to put I was going to put a villager
cookies.
here, like, so he couldn't get out on the honey.
Yeah.
And then put properly put the food along here and then, you know, have people sitting here eating and stuff like that.
Oh, that's pretty cozy. I mean, look, in
Cash
Disneyland,
registers.
They also have different. In Disneyland, they also have different themed restaurants too. So if you're like wondering about building ideas, you've got a few different places you could make. Unless you only want one of each, because you also want to make the rides too, right?
Yeah.
So many things to do.
Carl,
So many
do you want to make me a
cool things to
dragon?
make. A dragon?
Yeah.
You want a dragon?
Yes.
Where do you want a dragon? How
Under
big
my
do you want this
castle.
dragon to be? Did you say under your castle or around your castle? Under the castle?
So I have this vision, bro. I have this vision.
Uh-huh.
I wanted a dragon, like a cool, like, big dragon holding up a portal, like asleep under the castle, like the one at Disneyland Paris. But I have no idea how to make a dragon. But you know who does know how to make dragons? Pearl.
Totally not me.
I'm not putting you on the spot. No. Not
I
even.
mean, theoretically, like, I could. It just depends, like, on the space that I have to work with and if it's just going to be an absolute pain in the butt.
Yeah. Well, I mean, have you seen the under the castle? It's enormous down there. Hey! Ouch!
Ow! Ow! Oh, okay. Yes, that's a little dangerous. I don't think I've actually seen it yet at this point in
Oh
time.
my god! It's a trip. Here, come look at it. Hey, wait! We're trying to get her into this. Let's see where she. All right, and then down into the tunnels.
Oh my words.
This is the under the castle.
It's a pretty good amount of space. I mean, that would be a huge dragon, though. That would take me like 2 or 3 weeks to plan.
Nah, you don't have to. I don't think I'll ever get to it down here. Honestly, I have so many other things.
There's so many ideas and plans that could happen in this server.
Yeah, I was thinking too, like a roller coaster would be fun down here.
It would. You could do so many like really cool twists and turns and make big rooms for them because you have all the space to do that without having to dig.
Oh yeah. And I guess it would be hard to get rid of the water, but at least there's some height to it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you don't have to go into the water. What if part of your roller coaster was? Hold on, am I further away? Am I too far away? Might be too far away. What if part of the roller coaster went into the water?
Oh, you're right. The minecart tracks, they don't break underwater now, right?
No, they don't actually. Yeah, not from. I learned that in MCC.
Oh my gosh, that was
Yeah.
that was quite the
That's an interesting one.
It was. But yeah, it's.
But no, you could do that.
Yeah, that would be cool down here. I don't understand who put that tracker there, but it's there. Somebody put a pile of junk in a box and put a tracker under it, and I have still no clue who did it or why.
Where does that come out at?
That's like the dead center of the castle right there.
Oh.
Very strange.
Can't say I know. The cleaning lady doesn't make mess. I only clean it up.
That's true. But yeah, a roller coaster could be really cool in here because, like you said, you have all the space kind of that you need in here.
You could make like what if there was like a Pirate Cove themed roller coaster? Because you can make it twist and turn through all like your different little caves that you've got going on. You can make it come outside and up and then back down so you only see part of the coaster above the surface.
That's a good idea. Ooh, a pirate themed. Scar's Big Booty Roller Coaster. Find the treasure of the pirates.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
All right.
That was actually going to be a shop in season 6? No, season 7, right? Okay, so season 7, there's the shopping district, and I built up like for the war that went on there. I had this headquarters, and under it was this giant cave. And after the war, I'm like, well, what in the world are we going to do with this giant cave back here? And then I thought, you know what? This could be. It looked like pirate related, so I thought this is Scar's Big Booty Treasure Wonderland. And it was pirate themed, right? There was gonna be a pirate ship and you could go in there. I forgot how it was gonna work, but there was some way of getting treasure, some way or another.
Well, maybe it was meant to be. Maybe you didn't do it that season because you get to do it this season.
Yes, Scar's Big Booty Roller Coaster. Let's go.
There you go. Could be really awesome when you think about it.
I still wish I would have done it, but this, like you said, could be an opportunity. I hate making pirate ships. That's the problem.
No, I don't blame you for that one.
Do you not like ships
are
either?
The absolute worst. No, I hate them. Like I have done them in the past and I've made some decent ones, but I don't enjoy making them.
What is it about like the whole of the ship that just makes you want to die? Like, why is it so hard to make this like that shape?
I don't know. I think it's just because it's a very specific shape, and if it's even like slightly off by like one little block, it'll make the whole thing just look completely messed up. And if you can't find that one block, good luck.
I agree. I have despised making pirate ships and palm trees. I don't know what it is about palm trees, but they've never come out. They're never right.
I can make palm trees okay. Palm trees are right.
I think I tried to make a palm tree out of a composter once to try to like make the weird bark that is like a palm tree.
I can see that. Just put like spruce trapdoors on the top where they're exposed.
Yeah.
That kind of covers it.
But yeah, I that could be cool down here, and it's a callback to my plans from season 7 that I never got to.
Honestly, this could be anything down here. Bring up your wildest imagination, Scar.
Like a giant dragon holding a portal. Oh my gosh. Could you even imagine? There's one person on the server that I know is an expert in big creatures.
I haven't built a dragon in so long, man. It's been years. I'm not gonna lie. It's been years since I've built a dragon. Like, I'll think about it.
Oh, no, I'm just joking. But you have made really cool big dragons before.
Yeah, but those are massive. Those are bigger than like 2 or 3 of your bases combined.
That's true. Yeah, but
they don't fit down here.
A ship could be cool down here.
Could be if you feel like building one.
Man, I just realized that this whole area like sucked up like 2 or 3 months of my life building this.
Yep, that's Minecraft for you.
Oh gosh, that took so. Where is she? We lost her.
Oh, I've lost him.
Through the waterfall.
Oh, there you are.
Through the waterfall. A
that's
jelly
fun, actually, to do.
kraken.
I enjoy that.
That'd be cool.
A jelly kraken? Krakens are fun to build.
I feel like I've maybe
They're not
built
so
one of those
finicky.
before.
They're all legs. Like, you don't have to do much proportion for them.
Huh.
They're just leg.
Oh, Pearl, have you tried B-Dubs' game?
No, I haven't, but I've seen you play it. And that looks like it's just meant to be killing horses.
Yeah.
Do you want me to play this just so you can see me kill a horse or something? Go, Scar! Oh, you want me to play this? Is it literally just try and shoot a target and hope for the best?
Yes.
Why would you put me through this, Scar?
Have you paid? You gotta pay up first.
You have to pay to kill a horse? Mate, you
Well,
gotta pay
I mean,
me to kill that
you
horse.
pay, and if you win, you get the horse.
Okay, everyone's screaming at me to use snowballs. Scar, have you...
Here's the
You're
question.
using illegal,
They say
illegal tools.
They say, okay, here in the ball box, there is literally, take a look, there's no snowballs. So you
Okay.
bring your own, you bring your own tools.
Oh no, Scar, no! I can't use a bow on these. My soul would hurt.
Throw it over.
Okay, I can't do it. I'm too weak.
I'm too weak.
You have all the arrows.
Here we go. Here we go.
There you go, the arrows.
Here we go. Watch this.
I do not condone this action. Oh, no. Don't you have to pay first still, you know? Oh, apparently you pay first.
No, no,
and
no,
then
no!
you
I
get
almost
full
had it.
Scar.
I almost had it. It almost. Almost. Oh, I was so close. I gotta pay up.
Scar, this is...
Oh, I pay up.
I mean,
I pay up.
apparently you're supposed to pay before and then you get the balls in the barrel.
Oh, really? Is that how it works?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see, hold on. Let's have a look, your diamonds went down.
Hold on, let me go get its carcass.
Oh my word. None are coming through actually. Is it just a buggy system or?
I don't think it works.
Oh, apparently it's a diamond block.
Oh, well, there's no clarification. I'll tell you that. I will tell you that. Look
You
at the.
killed the black horse. It was such a beautiful horse.
It was a beautiful horse, but it had the longest like bounce, so I thought I could sneak the arrow in there, but just not
Scar.
quite there.
See, this is why you don't need the cleaning lady to clean up your base with the horses. You've already got it covered, man. You don't need my help.
He's on to.
Oh no.
Where is he?
Oh no.
Oh, B-dubs! Where's my big-eyed buddy? I don't know.
Okay, cool.
I don't know where he
Where did
is.
Fly to? Oh, there he is. I don't know. Maybe he's off trying to, you know, get some new horses.
There is an abundance of horses here. Look at
There is an abundance of, but they're probably not like the I don't know what I think they're what 3-stick, 1-stick. I can't remember.
I'm
which
horse
is faster.
cursed. I forgot about this. I'm horse cursed.
Because you're holding your milkshake. They love your milkshake, Scar.
The horses
Milkshake
just
brings all
love
the
a good
horses to the
milkshake.
yard.
Man, he's got a lot of
What's
horses
that
over
reference?
here.
But that's okay.
What, Pearl?
It's nothing.
Pearl, they're really mean to
Do you
me. I
know
don't
the
like
old
them.
90s song, Scar?
The what?
You know the old 90s song? My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, but it's instead horses to the yard.
No,
Yeah,
I
that
don't.
song-
I don't even know this song.
I swear it's like the early like 90s, 2000s. I don't know when it comes out.
Give us a verse or two. Give us a verse or two.
I don't remember the rest of the song. I'm bad with lyrics. I just know them when I hear them.
I don't know.
Anyone in my chat? Do you guys know what year that was?
I have no
I can't remember
idea.
what year it is.
They're
It's a song, that's for sure.
wretched of creatures, Pearl.
Apparently we have Early 2003. There you go. It's a song from 2003.
It was the 2000s, is what? Yeah, it's what I'm seeing. 2003, and it's a milkshake.
Yeah. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours. I don't want to sing the rest of the song. Don't make me sing it.
Yeah, I've never heard of it, but I do love a good milkshake. I actually, as a kid, I was like, you know what I want for my birthday? I want a milkshake, and I got a milkshake maker. Still have it. Still works.
Very nice. I got a blender the other day too, and I want to make some milkshakes.
Ooh, that'll work. It had a plastic
Milkshakes
little
are so good.
spinny piece in the like the part that it's the metal rod hooks into it, and then at the bottom there it was like plastic where the fins were that like helped stir it up. And I tried it the other day, and it exploded because apparently I'm old and it's old, and the milkshake was entirely
no.
filled with particles of plastic.
Oh no.
Not good.
Oh, dear.
Not
Well, I'm
good
glad
at
you
all.
didn't drink it, though.
Not good
You
at
know,
all.
like if you got through it and then suddenly there's plastic in the drink.
It just goes with
that
my
won't go
series
too
of injuries lately, from the tortilla injuries to that.
Tortilla? What did you do with the tortilla? How do you injure yourself with the tortilla?
It's very easy to injure your finger with a tortilla. Let me tell you, and I'm glad you've asked, Pearl, because Green and others do not care about my injury, and so I'm glad you actually care. I
do.
smashed it in a tortilla press,
Oh, ow!
and I smashed it again in a tortilla press, but this time I cut it instead of
Twice?
smash.
Wait, I need to wrap you in bubble wrap whenever you make tortilla.
And so I put a little too much baking powder in the last go around, and it expanded like crazy. So the tortilla really like popped. So like when you put a tortilla on, right, like it bubbles, but this time it like went crazy. Like it really like blew up. And so I took my finger and I was like, whoop, and I poked it, right? So I stuck my finger right into there. But that's like steaming
Boiling.
gas heat in there. And so I like burnt the tip of my finger from all like the heat, you know, exhausting from the hole that I put into the
Don't touch
tortilla.
the bubbles, man. I know you want to pop the bubbles, but don't touch the burning bubbles, man.
It just looks so fun, right?
I mean, it's just gonna wait until it's cooled down, then you can pop the bubbles.
I'll poke it with a knife next time.
Yeah, poke it. Well, as long as it's okay to do that, you know, don't go electrocuting yourself now or anything.
No, I'm safe. I'm safe. God, these wretched
There's a
creatures.
reason why the hashtag not scar safe exists.
That is both true in Minecraft and out of Minecraft. That is very true.
Okay. Well, I need to hop off, Scar, because I am 50 minutes over time on my side. But
50 minutes.
I'll clean up your garbage can, and we'll have a chat about the poop. All right?
Okay. All right, bro.
We'll jump
Goodbye.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye. See ya.
I can't. Oh man, I wanted her to kill that horse. Oh, we were so close. So close. Let's see. Scar's honorary Mexican doing tortillas with his bare hands. I've taken so much grief for doing the bare hands, so I appreciate the vote of confidence in my tortilla maneuvering abilities. I was told, so I watched a lot of videos on making tortillas, and one of the keys is that when you place the tortilla onto the skillet or the cast iron, whatever you're going to use, you need to make sure that you give your fingers, and if it turns, so if the tortilla spirals, you know you've got the right heat. If it sticks or something like that, then you know you don't have the right thing. So when it goes on there, it's got to swirl. It's got to make the swirl. It's very important.
Matthewed 109-bit attacked. X1000. You and Pearl could work together to create something similar to Mumbo's ride a few seasons ago, where you grab loot out of skulkers as you ride.
You grab loot out of shulkers as you ride. Or was that Grian's build in Aquatown? Or did Mumbo make one? I can't think of one that Mumbo made, but I can think of the one Grian made where you grabbed the stuff as you went through the barge quest. But I can't think of one that Mumbo made. Please remind me. I don't even know. But thank you so much for the bits. Very much appreciated. I'm a dodging. I'm a weaving. Very much appreciated. Mumbo helped. Oh, okay. All right. Once again, we got distracted, but only in the best ways. I'm looking forward to replaying that. I'm looking forward to replaying the part of the stream where Pearl came in and I just pushed the shut up. The timing on that. The timing on that. That's like timing worthy of like limited life or last life, double life, quadruple life. We always joke about that series is like some of the crazy stuff that happens in there. Like you could never script what happens in limited life, double life, triple life, quadruple life. Because sometimes people will say like, you guys script this. And it's like, you could never possibly script this. Like that's how insane that series always is. And that's what I think is so special about it. But yeah, it was the Barge Quest. The Barge Quest.
TerraGlow's bit attacked. X500. When you get back into baking, you should try making my chocolate chip cookie recipe.
Ooh.
I think it would be mostly Scar safe.
Mostly Scar safe. That would be great because I did try to make chocolate chip cookies a while back. I think it was probably last year sometime, and they did not come out. There had to have been an issue with like the sugar or something because they were very like crystallized and you could almost basically see through them. But the chocolate cake I made was quite delicious. Anyway, all right, where were we? We had things and plans today. Things and plans and stuff. Where were we? All right, help me remember what we were doing. Okay. All right, here we go. Why do I have a whole lot of pork chops in my inventory? I guess I'll keep those for a later day. Oh, we should have given Pearl a Hawkeye signed autograph here. Actually, I want people to buy these. I keep giving them away for free. I keep giving them away for free. Okay. Crystals. Well, if you think of sugar, how it can crystallize. So there was something in the baking process that took the crystal and kind of crystallized, if you will. Think about if like you maybe overheat it or something like that. And do we have a pearl messenger? Man, I cannot speak today. A pearlescent moon raid. Thank you so much, Pearl. Very much appreciated for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Let's see. Jake, thank you so much for the bits. Very much appreciated. And Cart144, thank you for the 10-month resubscription. Very much appreciated. Welcome, Raiders. So we're trying to remember what our plans were today. They were very important plans. The surprise. That surprise. That is right. We had a surprise. Are you guys ready for a surprise? Tell your friends. Tell your friends. Tell your pets. Gather around. Everybody get to the screen. Everybody get to your screen, your computer screen, your phone screen, your iPad screen, your laptop screen, your backdoor porch screen, everything, all the screens together. It's time for a surprise here. Okay. Where was the surprise again? How do I make the surprise happen? That's my face. That's not much of a surprise. That's the surprise. There it is. There it is. This is my TCG reveal of my TCG card for the special edition. I love it. I love it. Look at it. It's amazing. This is the box that it comes in, and of course it comes in the plastic, what they call like a slab, and then it has the identification plaque at the top. And so the idea behind the whole the card was that I could really decide, and I thought it's kind of like the Wonderful World of Scar, kind of like the old Wonderful World of Disney. So basically you have me in the front, and I'm holding Jelly, and then in the background, I wish I could just like stay on one card. Like I like to stay on this one, please. Can I freeze? Can I freeze the thing? I'm so good at things. I'm like the best at stuff. Sometimes people are like, Scar, I never can understand how you are so good and professional at streaming. Like the stuff that you can do is just endlessly impressive. Oh gosh, it's tough, you know. Oh, why isn't it just stay? Oh wait, here we go. All right, I'm freezing it here. I'm freezing it. I'm gonna put this right there. Wow, this is such a great reveal, guys. Man, we're doing really good work today. Okay, here we go. Okay, so you have these Scarland buildings down at the bottom, and then you can see the hub behind that, and then up, like kind of in the background of me, that's of course Larry from season 7. So that's the snail that I lived in. And then on top of Larry, you have the Swaggin. Now there is a very, very secret Easter egg in the bow of the Swagon. If you, I don't know if you can see it. It's very small, but it's there. There's a fun little Easter egg there. And then in the back, you can see my wax shop, you know, wax shop there. And then the villager trading hall is behind that. Surprise every time, of course. And then the castle. And yeah, I think it came out absolutely amazing. Seven did an absolutely fantastic job. Yeah, just incredible. Grant and I have always loved Seven's work, so seeing this all together here is, yeah, just absolutely amazing. So yeah, so Graydon's cards was done by the same artist. So yeah, is that pizza? It's technically not pizza, but we can all believe it to be pizza. It can be pizza. It can be also many other things. So that llama actually killed me. And there's a great story with that llama. So if you look at the Swagon, right, I was working at the very top. And a wandering trader spawned. And this was all this is my biggest regret as a YouTuber, is I had just stopped recording because I was like, nothing's happening, and I pushed end record. And up there of the wandering trader spawns, I get annoyed because there's a whole story why I was annoyed, but I just punch the wandering trader and the llamas off the roof in frustration because I was dealing with like a whole bunch of nonsense. And I was just like, ah, and I just punched them off. And then I slipped off and fell, and I had like half or a quarter of a heart, and the llama spit on me and I died via the llama. And that llama lived at the front of the Swagon for the rest of time. And it was also, also the lore behind it eventually was that the llama actually pulled the Swagon because the Swagon broke down. All those mechanics of smoke stacks and all the mechanics, actually none of it worked. It was just the llama. The llama is the only thing that actually pulled the entire Swagon wagon and all the other wagons, because all the other wagons were connected to each other. But yeah, it was one of those things that could have been one of my greatest Minecraft clip. It would have been so freaking funny and amazing. At the time, it was definitely not amazing and funny. But later on, when I look back, I was like, I cannot believe that I was not recording to show this most insane thing that happened. It pains me to this day. But anyway, the castle looks fantastic. Larry looks great. And yeah, I hope you guys like it. I hope you do. And yeah, so this is like the kind of the rendered version. So that's what it'll look like. Once again, it comes in the box. It comes in the slab with all the TCG logoing. And of course, at the top here, Hermitcraft TCG, Good Times with Scar, Rare Alt Art, Collector's Edition. And yeah, so that was the surprise. I hope you guys like it. Seven, once again, did a fantastic and amazing job. And yeah, I cannot wait for you guys to see that, because it was really, really fun to kind of envision and come up with the design and stuff. So yeah, let me know if you guys like it or not. I'm excited for it. So yeah. All right. So we did our surprise. There's so many things that I had planned today. The windows. Let's go work on the windows. Then we exchange the TCG cards. We got to actually do that. I am not going to make it to the roof line. I ran out of rockets. I needed to get to that dirt pile. Where do you order it? I don't think it's for sale yet. I just realized. Is it for sale yet? No. Hold on. Cleo tweeted like a minute ago. I bet. See, Cleo knows things. Cleo's smart. Hold on. Let me go look. And of course, my tweet for today never tweeted because apparently Twitter is just broken. I'm literally seeing it just rolling. Cleo wrote, because Cleo knows things. July 1st. Okay, these are going to be for sale July 1st, everybody. July 1st. I told you Cleo would know. So yeah, July 1st that they go on sale. One clarification. I want to make sure this is like super clear because I don't know why, but I just feel like I should say it. So there are two options you have with these cards. One of them is signed and one of them is not. So you can have me and I'll sign one, or you can choose, I don't want Scar's dumb signature. I just want the card, and you can have that, right? So there's two options. The signed card is $5 more, not because my signature is worth any more. It's because of the shipping to me and then shipping back. It just covers the extra costs of packing them all up, shipping them, unpacking them, repacking them all, and shipping them back. So I just don't want anybody to think that like, yeah, Scar thinks his signature is worth an extra $5. What a fool. No, it is just for the shipping and handling. So I just want to make that clear. I don't want anybody thinking that the signed card's worth any more. Anyway, let's get to work here. So there we go. And that, and we're going to go with blue. And we're going to go with white. I'm going to go get white glass. I'm going to go get white glass. So yeah, just that's just for the shipping of like the cards back and forth between Creo and me. I just want to make sure that was clear. Anyway, let me check them in the chat here. Yeah, it doesn't go to any form of profit. It goes to shipping, and I don't know if you guys have seen how much it costs to ship these days, but it's insane out there. It's insane out there. It's a wild world. It's a wild world, man. I'm such a real life hermit that sometimes I don't know, like, man, things in the last few years have gotten so ridiculously expensive. I was looking at flights the other day and I was like, man, you used to be able to do this or that for like this and that, and now it's this and this, and I just want to curl up and go to bed. It's awful out there. All right, let's see. Scar price, his signature, $5. New merch. I'm so confused. So confused. Do they ship to Europe? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Oh, yes, they do. And we encountered this yesterday, the slidey floor. By the way, I need to get some more materials. I need more glass. Need to fly on in. Let's see, I just spent $4K to go to Hawaii for 5 days, going to Chicago for 5 days, spent $1,700 on a hotel. Dude, I feel you, man. I feel you. Like, it is just insane. Yeah, it's like every time you think like, oh, this could be fun to do, and then you're like, nah, never mind.
Pharaoh's 689-bit attacked. X500. Hey Scar,
that was not a 10 out of 10 land.
Swaggin, I made a chipboard sculpture recently of your starter base. I sent it to you on Instagram.
Let's see. I sent it to you on Instagram because I heard you like fan art from the podcast. Oh, dude, I don't know how to see it on Instagram. I don't know how to see it on Instagram. I want to see this, but I don't know how to see it on Instagram.
Oi, Ender bit attacked. X500. $5 can also get you a message read by a great automated voice.
Great automated voice. Yeah, I am. I want to see this, but unfortunately, I don't know how to see it on Instagram. If you have Twitter, that's the easier way for me to see fan art around the Discord. Let's see. Somebody mentioned, did you create this world? It's far more creative than I am. Well, I don't believe that one bit, but yes, this is, well, everything in this area, everything the light touches is what I've built. So this is my theme park. So this is what I call Scarland. It's my little inspiration of like a Disney theme park. I started it during like the pandemic when couldn't really travel. Still can't really travel. It's so dang expensive. Hence our this last conversation. Anyway, yeah, so this area is still unfinished here. Still working on this. So Town Hall, there's the TCG Theater. And of course, down Main Street, we have all of our buildings. And inside of this set of buildings is my storage system. So this is all the organics. And then across the way in this building is all of these stones. So all your stone materials. Gross horses. And then this hotel back here has all of like a lot of miscellaneous items. And of course down here at the other end is the music shop. And that's down all that. So yeah, so that's Main Street. And then working my way through the hub, then the castle. And yeah, that's my world. Now everything out here, right? That's the delightful B-dubs, the delightful Zed, and then Green Mumbo that direction. And then Doc's bases over there. Oh, and of course I buy and stuff in the shopping district. Improv tutorial of Hermitcraft. Let's see. All right, here we go, guys. We're actually gonna make some progress. Look at us go. Sometimes I wonder how I can be more productive. So that's a little too blue. I'm gonna go with white. I wanted to try this just to see what it looked like. And I think a little bit of white. Yeah, that's better. That's better. But I missed the special ingredient, and that of course is honey. I love putting this back here. It looks so cool. It just gives that extra little warmth behind the light, so it looks like, you know, at night there's a little like a candle light behind there. Super cool. But anyway, as we're going along here, guys, if you have any Q&A questions, you can always go hashtag Q&A_Scar as we actually make some progress. As we actually make some progress. Q&A_Scar, have you seen that Doc has a custom elytra? Have you thought about having one too? I don't think we can. I know we can't do custom elytras with our resource pack system here on the server, but is that through a different program? Because I'm not familiar with that. Because I know I've asked Mookie if we can do that. Mookie is the genius behind our ability to have, like, you know, the hard hat or something like that. Like the whole like technology behind it. So the question I have is, how did he do it? Is he doing it through Optifine? But I don't think we can use Optifine right now on the server because OptiFabric is currently not operational. It's not a fully operational Death Star. Oh, I brought up Star Wars, guys. Whoopsie. We're being productive. Not talking about Star Wars. Q&A_Scar, can we have a hello Christmas? Q&A_Scar, can we have a Scar plushie to watch over our jellies? Yes, we can have a Scar plushie. We can have a Scar plushie. You know, I was thinking about it, right? I was thinking about it. A lot of people are really sad that they missed out on the jelly. So we had a jelly back in 2020. We had our jelly, and some people missed out. But the thing is, like, we won't do another run of that. But I was thinking, well, how do we satisfy people that, you know, they want a jelly, but we're not going to do another run of those because at the time, you know, that was it. Like, those are the ones we ran. I was thinking, what if we did one where like I'm holding like a jelly above my head, like that funny skin I had, or, you know, I could be holding like a little jelly. It could be kind of cool. The jelly maybe could come on and off the arm or something like that. I have been thinking about it, Christmas. I have been thinking. I also got a whole bunch of dust in my nose because apparently Jelly is a very dusty cat. I'm struggling here. I'm struggling. Okay, how do we do these windows, by the way? Because they're half slabbed, right? So they're half slabbed across here. How do we fix this here? Because that's like a giant strip, right? Like that's just like one giant window. It might work. I mean, it's not like we're putting permanent blocks down. We could always swap it out, but all right, let's figure this out. I might have to get some more bones and do one row all the way along the sides and then push back by one with the, yeah, we're gonna go get some bone. Let's go get some more bones. Let me check them in the chat. Let's see. Scar, Q&A_Scar. What games besides Minecraft are you playing? What am I playing? Well, I was playing Jedi Survivor and I've kind of fallen off. I need to get back into it. The only time that I have a chance to play is right before I go to bed. I've been so busy lately that I have no time in the day to do anything at all. So like that little time before like getting in bed and falling asleep, there's like a sliver of time right there. And that is when I've been playing. But I also got really stuck on these YouTube videos and I watched a lot of pizza reviews. I need to get back to Jedi Survivor because it's good. I do really like it. It is a good game. I need to get back on it. As for other games, is there anything else I'm playing at the moment? We finished up, of course, The Forest with Skiz, Impulse, and Grian. That was the other game I was playing. But is there anything else I was playing? I was playing AoE 3 for a long time because I was trying to get good to play with Grian, and then he never wanted to play again. So then I'm like, I have the skill set built up for nothing now. That's right, skill set built up for nothing. He's never around to play. I feel like there's something else I was playing, but it's just not in my brain. But yeah, always looking for suggestions on games. I have actually made an actual effort to play some other games this year because, well, the reason being is that playing games can be a great way of generating inspiration for Minecraft builds. So it's a really fun way. Sometimes you'll see like a little build or a little sliver of an idea and you're like, that right there could be a really great idea for a video. So I have been trying to do that. Why do I do that? It's because of the visual library. There's a great artist. I've mentioned him before. He runs an art school, I think in Singapore. And I've been following him since 2010, something like that. I believe his name's Fang. And one of his things he talked a long time about was like visual libraries. You got to have a visual library. If somebody says, "Hey, design me a castle," right? And somebody with a small visual library will usually just have a very stereotypical castle design. But somebody who has like a rich visual library in their mind can design something very special and very unique because they have so many little ideas just bouncing around in there, and it's all just turns into the soup of your ideas. And so always being exposed to lots and lots and lots of really cool things helps you be creative and helps you in these circumstances to really make something unique and different. So so playing games, watching things like that is a really good way to get inspired, especially when you're not inspired, especially when you're in like your struggle mode. And I've been in that struggle mode basically all year until recently, thankfully. It really helps with that. Cliff has been playing Tears of the Trails. Why is that word just not computing in my brain? Anyway, Dyslexia on 300% currently. I haven't played Breath of the Wild. I plan on playing Breath of the Wild because I think I've had to play Breath of the Wild before I play Tales. So I need to make sure I do that. Let's see, Scar, how do you come up with designs for your builds? Do you use references? Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Or that's a good question. Yes. So one of the best ways to kind of get your brain going is to just expose it, similar to what I just spoke about with the visual library, is to expose it to a lot of colors, shapes, inspirational images, etc. So like when you're building something and you're like, hey, I need to build a factory, let me just look at a bunch of factories. And then you start seeing shapes. So you see like, oh, I like the idea of these two smokestacks. What if I like space them a little further apart? And so that's when you start using your own creativity. You see like a factory and you're like, oh, smokestacks. What if I separated those two smokestacks, put like a really cool design in between them? Or maybe one of those smokestacks actually has fallen over and it's an older dilapidated factory. Like you start off with like a vague image of like, I don't know, a real life one or something. And then you can start interpreting your own thoughts and creativity on it. That's one of the best ways of just starting. You just need that little spark. Sometimes like a little reference image will give you that little spark to just kind of see something you hadn't already seen, and then you go all in. Have I seen Gravity Falls? Gravity Falls. Yes, I have. Is that the Mystery Shack? I started season 2 and we ran out of class. I started season 2 in Hermitcraft season 8 when I was, building the swagons and stuff like that. And then I never finished it. I've got to go back. I think I'm going to start at the beginning again. Oh no, our class is over here. I'm going to start at the beginning and I'm going to go from there, I think. Let's see, Q&A Scar. Since the Swagon and Larry are in your car, do you think we might see them in Adventureland? I mean, it would be a fun callback if Larry was in Adventureland as like a restaurant or a bathroom. Oh, he should be a bathroom. Oh, that would be a great idea. I love the... See, that's the best... See, inspiration and creativity are endlessly fascinating to me. And that is another great way of being inspired, is to stream and you say, is Larry going to be in there? Like that's another great way. And then you're like, oh wait, what else could we do? Could we turn him into a bathroom. Perfect. Love it. I love it. So one of the things I do for creativity that really, really helps is to make a storyboard. So think about like a Pixar movie, or, you know, a lot of times Pixar was really good back in the day of like doing a lot of fun behind the scenes stuff. So I always use them kind of as a reference. Like they'll have, you know, like a big board, and then they'll have some very rough drawings kind of lining up the scenes as a storyboard. I'll do that for builds, especially if I'm like planning out a base or even a character. So if I say like, I want to create a character kind of around like a tycoon vibe, right? Okay, what is kind of like a tycoon? Maybe like I'll pull a Willy Wonka image and I'll put that there, or I'll pull like this or this, and then kind of like build out like what this person can be, and then try to like put your own like vibe on it. Would Larry be a roller coaster? He could be. Happy Cat, thank you so much for the 17-month resubscription. Very much appreciated. Very much. Let's see. What rides do you want in Scarlet? I think you should do a Hermitcraft Carousel of Progress, where you could show the evolution through the seasons, or maybe a jelly version of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride Purple. That's amazing. I love that. That's a Carousel of Progress of Hermitcraft. Man, write that one down. Write that one down. That is, dang, that's a good idea. A Carousel of Progress. That's really cool. If you're not familiar, Carousel of Progress is an attraction at Disney World, originally debuted at the World's Fair. And it was sponsored by GE, and it had the Sherman Brothers, the delightful and wonderful Sherman Brothers song about it's a great big beautiful tomorrow. Very like optimistic like song. I love that song. So when I'm like actually like down or looking like down on life, I listen to that song. It always kind of perks me up. I think the world could use a lot more like Sherman Brother optimism like in that song. And so yeah, that'd be really cool. Carousel of Progress is, yeah, I love that. I just love that song. It's a great big beautiful tomorrow, just a dream away. Okay, we got the windows done. Oh no, we got to do the little windows. Got to do the little windows, and then I think we'll finish our window project finally. Finally, we'll finish these things. Ali Belly, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subscriptions. Very much appreciated, my friend. Very, very much. Actually, we're gonna have to break through the wall to do this. We do need to do the interior, by the way. I'll get the interior done. It's a daunting task, as you can see. It is very much a daunting task, but it will be done. It will be done. Let me see what we guys got going on here. Let's see. Are you planning to put something on the right side of the castle above your copper roof? Not entirely sure what you mean, but above the copper roof. What's my top 5 movies? I don't know. When people ask me that, I never know what to say, because actually, do I want to? Yeah. I might want to make some of these windows not be lit. Oh, this is odd. Okay, what am I doing with these blocks? I'm trying to figure out how to do these properly. That's a tough one because I don't know, sometimes I'm like really into Jurassic Park. I like really into Jurassic Park, but then I'm like really into Star Wars. Then I get really into Star Trek. And then those are my favorite. Then I'm like, oh, Top Gun, best movie ever made. And then, okay. By the way, I know some people always ask, because not everybody's always at every stream, right? I have watched the new Top Gun. It is good, but it does miss that beautiful, ridiculously hilarious, cheesy 80s movie charm that the first movie had. So I still like the original one better because it is just so... there's not enough fake sweat in the new one, but it's still good. It's a fine movie. I enjoy it. But the first one's still the best. Like, When you have to get the spray bottle out to make sure everybody's nice and sweaty, you know you've gone the right direction. I was actually thinking about how much Stitch has wronged me in my life just earlier, Christmas. I was thinking about it. I was like, man, that little creature. It's like, man, that little creature. He just never knows when to stop. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Yes. There's always one person that backs me up on that. Let's see. Evil Notion, thank you so much for the 27-month resubscription. Very much appreciated. Very much. Let's see. Q&A Scar, do you think Ahsoka could defeat Mace Windu in a 1v1? Forget the fact that his character was played by the great and powerful Samuel L. Jackson. Oh wait, you brought in the Star Wars talk. Oh, how dare you, Evil Notion. Oh, how dare you. Could Ahsoka beat Mace Windu? Man, he really did get defeated by the... Well, the Emperor really did play unfair, to be honest. As far as I know, Mace Windu was the best swordsman, wasn't he? I feel like Mace Windu could have defeated Yoda, for not talking about the statures. So I think Mace Windu would defeat Ahsoka. Plus, Ahsoka never finished her training in the first place. Yeah, I would say Mace Windu would defeat Ahsoka. Because if I'm barely remembering, but Mace Windu in the heavy lore incorporated some dark side moves. I'm digging deep right now in the nerd soup. But if I remember right, Mace Windu had some kind of dark side thing. I feel like there's something at the tip of my tongue on why he was so powerful. But I'm just like drawing an absolute blank right now. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank, but he would defeat Ahsoka. Ahsoka is very powerful, but not the extent of like Yoda or Mace, because those were two of like the most powerful outside of, I mean, obviously Anakin was in kind of a world of his own, but excluding Anakin, like those were the two most powerful. What happened between you and Stitch? It's that creature. You know, that creature doesn't wrong you once, wrongs you twice, and you're just done. You're just done with it. The book Shatterpoint explains it. Oh, I knew there was something. I know I watched a video on this, but I haven't seen the. I have not seen that book. Now, if we were to say Mace Windu or Ahsoka, I would pick Ahsoka. Ahsoka is one of my favorite characters. Mace Windu is a little bit of a grump, to be honest with you. He's a little bit of a grump. He's always down on Anakin, maybe rightfully so, but fine, you know. But he was a bit of a grump. Oh, right through the window. We weren't supposed to talk about Star Wars because we were getting stuff done today. And somebody sleeps. Not that I'm not unhappy about that, but I didn't need to leave then. What are my thoughts on the new Indiana Jones movie? I'll keep it brief, like I talked about it a little bit in the last stream. I've been burnt on a lot of shows and movies by getting too excited about them, so I'm keeping a open mind, but not like a hyped mind, and that's also combined with the fact that Indiana Jones, arguably, I like more than Star Wars, and I think I like Indiana Jones more than Han Solo. As a kid, like John Williams, Indiana Jones music is my favorite John Williams score. So Indiana Jones means like a ton to me. And films, I didn't too much care for Crystal Skull. I consider that to be non-canon Indiana Jones. And I'm afraid that they made the same mistakes again with this next one. But on an optimistic side, the creator, the one, the only, George Lucas, was at the premiere. So that's actually a positive in my book. I'm like, if he showed up at the premiere, that's a big move. Like, that's a big move for George to show up. He's got stuff to do. He's building his museum. He's got to, get his grumpy hours in for the day. And he showed up. Okay. And I'm like, all right. I like this. But like I said, I'm being very careful with my optimism. I want to go in. I want to go in and watch it. I'm not going to go to the theater, but when I see it, I want to go in like somewhat positive. I don't want to go in because everything about it right now is like super like negative, right? There's a lot of really like negative vibes about it. It's done not so great in the reviews and stuff like that. And I don't know. I just want to go in pushing all that aside with an open mind, but not overly excited is basically where I'm at. How many seasons of Hermitcraft do you think there'll be? 305. Let's see. For what it's worth, George Lucas had a lot of input into Crystal Skull. My understanding is that input wasn't helpful. Yeah, I could imagine that. But, it's his thing. I forgive a lot of stuff that maybe George did even in Star Wars that wasn't super great because it was his. Like, he is Star Wars. George created Star Wars. It's his thing. I like some stuff that Disney's done and some stuff I haven't. But I guess I give like George way more like leeway because it was more of like his creation. Like, he created Star Wars. Disney's just, in a way, just taking advantage of it. They just bought the IP, didn't create the IP. Let's see. Have I seen the Spider-Verse Across the Universe? No, I have not. I don't go to theaters. I have no way of going to a theater. But when it's not in theater and it's on a streaming service, I will be very much excited to watch it because I like the first one a lot. Let's see. I know there's what's been sad, honestly? It's made me quite sad. Ooh. What's made me really sad lately is to see Pixar. Like, Pixar's in such a sad state right now. It makes me weep. It makes me weep. Like, so for instance, there's two things I wanted to do in my life. I wanted to be an Imagineer, but I also really wanted to work for Pixar. There's a few positions at Pixar I loved. So the basic job that I wanted in Imagineering was something that could also translate well to like Pixar. It was just like a conceptual artist. So, or a storyboard artist or something like that. And when I lived in California and we would go in and out of the city, I would always ask like my parents, like, can we go drive by Pixar? For no other reason, just to be next to it, just to see the building in Emeryville. The building's awesome, like has this really cool entrance. And there's a few little Easter eggs around, and in some of the windows you can see like, some of the artists have put maquettes or different things like that, like up in the window. So it was really cool. You could see different things. Sometimes they'll put little messages and stuff around. When there was a new movie coming out, sometimes they'll put references to it in their windows. It was really cool to see that. And then I got the chance to actually go to Pixar, actually go to it. It was in 2008. And I was at the Disney shareholders meeting, and I was involved in a tussle. Not so much I was involved in a tussle, but there was a tussle. And one of the guys who was one of the security guards was one of like the head like Disney security guys, and like stood in front of me to basically avoid me getting hurt in the tussle. And then there was a bit of an argument. I think I've spoken about this before. There was no hands being exchanged, but the current CEO and a advocate investor, if you will, got in a bit of an argument. There was some words exchanged, not Scar safe words for the stream. No. But anyway, afterwards, that guy came up and he was like, man, I'm sorry that happened. You know, I stood in front of you because I just didn't want you to get involved if something happened. And he's like, by the way, like, and then, you know, I just talked to him for a little while and stuff. And then he's like, by the way, like, if you ever want to tour Pixar, I got you. And so I sent, like, God, I was so like socially nervous back then. I remember like messaging him eventually. I'm like, hi, we met at the Disney shareholders meeting. Can you mentioned tour of Pixar? And so a little while later, he messaged back and goes, hold on, let's wait like a month. I got something even better. And what he allowed me to do, because Pixar is so freaking awesome. So what he allowed me to do was to go to a talk. Like, so Pixar always had a lot of talks, right? They bring different people in to speak. And because he knew I love the park so much and Pixar, that you could combine two things into one. And Joe Rohde, if you're familiar with the Imagineer Joe Rohde, he was going to do a big lecture on themed entertainment from as far back as the Roman era. So like he has this huge lecture, like basically like a college worthy lecture on themed entertainment. And so he's like, I think you'd really love this. And I'm like, I really would love that. That would be great. Thank you. So the tour, so I got a tour of Pixar and got to listen to Joe Rohde talk about themed entertainment through the years. So you go all the way back to Roman time, to then like the medieval time, and to, you know, our time, and how themed entertainment creators have been standing on the shoulders of these people through eons. It's so cool. It was such a cool lecture, because there were things like Disneyland 300 years ago. You're not getting on rides, you're not going on Star Tours, but there were things like go on to this fake ship, and they basically pretended, this was in Paris, that you were on a real ship like 150, 200 years ago. And then like there was a part where you got off the ship in this fake like island. Like I was like, what is this? This is the coolest thing ever. I've never heard of this. Like, so it was such an incredible experience to do that. And then to see Pixar, the interior like is beautiful. Obviously, like the architecture of it is incredible. And there was just such like a nice vibe like at Pixar. Like there was such there's just a very nice vibe. Have you ever been to a building where you're like, there's a nice vibe here, and then you've been to a building, there's been a bad vibe? Like, you know, when you go into a building and there's an energy in the building, like go to the DMV, there's a bad energy in there. There's always a bad energy. It's always like this, like, I don't know, everybody's upset they're there, you know, I don't know what it is. It's just an example. And then you go to somewhere and you like, there's a good vibe here. And that was Pixar. It was such a cool place. And so when I see them kind of struggling right now, it makes me super, super sad, because they're just in like a weird place. Because, you know, when a Pixar movie came out in the past, like it was an event. Like when Pixar movie came out, like, I don't know, Incredibles or WALL-E, Up, all these things. These were like masterpieces that Pixar released. And nowadays, like the Pixar movies, they're good. Like I like them, but they're not the like the Pixar movies of the past, which is kind of like a little bit of a bummer lately. I feel like the last movie that I would say was like a Pixar masterpiece was Soul. I think that was one of their last like ones that were like, no, that's a Pixar movie right there. That is like all the elements, because a good animated movie contains many elements. You have to have a whole array of like emotions, ingredients to make up a whole like perfect animated movie that both appeals to children, young adults, etc. And I feel like that was the last one that like was like a real like true Pixar movie. It's not I'm not saying that the new ones aren't good. They're fine.
X500.
But are they like Pixar?
My boss says I have to tell you we're all watching you at lunch. Bostonese says hi.
Bostonese, that's hot. Hello, Bostonese. So yeah, it's sad to see Pixar in its current state, because it seems like Pixar was also heavily demoralized. How do I even get out of here? Kind of demoralized, right, in some ways, by basically just getting stuck to Disney Plus. And I think the problem is that a lot of people say, oh, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. Oh, okay, we're good. I'm just trying to find my way out of here. I think a lot of people want to diagnose Pixar and say like it's this reason or that reason. And once again, nothing is ever simple. It's like a pie chart. I think there's quite a few different things going against them at the moment. I really would like to get out of here. Nope, I just want to go through the door. There we go. Anyway, so yeah, I feel bad because Pixar is an amazing place and had incredible artists. Sad to see them in that current state. Sad to see them in the current state. I hope they can turn things around. And I am worried about. I saw a Pixar artist talk about this. They are.
Scray eat bit attacked. X500. If you're still looking for a game for the Forest Boys, I recommend Barbecue Simulator on Steam. Mostly for goofing around cause it is a sandbox game.
Barbecue Simulator. I shall look this up after the stream. And I'll send it to the boys. Now, currently we are one man down, by the way. Impulse is on vacation. He's building sugarcane farms in far off regions. But yeah, no, that sounds interesting. The stories are kind of basic. There's no new plots. I can feel it. Like when I say that the Pixar's problem, it's multifaceted. They have the issue of the people just assume, oh, this is going to be on Disney Plus. That's an issue. An issue of that the stories have been, okay. Like you picture some of the stories and maybe some of the movies coming from like a maybe a tier down. Like if Pixar's an S tier, it would come from like a tier down. And it's not, once again, it's not that they're bad. It's just that Pixar had like a current, like just the standard of event. Like it was such an event. I just remember, I remember going to, I think it was Up. I think it was Up in the theater. I think it had like half the people in that theater were family of people who worked on it. That was really cool. That was cool. I don't know. I just remember this being such an event when those movies came out, and it was so exciting. Okay, we got two more windows, and I cannot get through. There we go. All right, let's see what we got here. There we go. Pixar's also had a massive brain drain. That's something to also take into account. They lost a ton of talent in the last few years. A lot of talent has moved to different studios, kind of like dispersed outwards, in around like a little bit like 2019 and around there. A lot of talent dispersed. That also has a huge play. You see a lot of the originals are gone, like Lee Unkrich, who was he worked on like all of them up until Coco, I think. He was the director of Coco. What is Coco? What is Coco, like top 5, top 3 best Pixar movie? So he left. Andrew Stanton's gone. Brad Bird's gone. So it's like a lot of like Andrew Stanton, of course, did Wall-E, Nemo 2. Andrew Stanton, of course, did Ratatouille, Incredibles 1 and 2. But yeah, those guys are all gone. The problem with like sometimes, when you're trying to build up like new talent, right? Not that those guys are super old or anything, but when those guys retire or move on, like the question is like, have you trained the people coming up? And that's what I always wonder, like especially at Imagineering, right? A lot of times they'll go through there and they'll just wipe out all the old people. They'll say, your salary has increased to this point and and you're getting to this age, and then they just push them out, right? And they just push them out, right? But the question is, did they?
Have you tried Grounded on Steam? You are surviving in a backyard against bugs.
No, I haven't heard of that one. I forgot a window here. The question is, did you train your new guard, or did you just throw them into the rat race and just hope for the best? Because that is literally what Imagineering's done. Now that's a huge problem with what happened to Imagineering when they kicked out or laid off all of like the older guys. Because the older guys need to pass on, you know, the older guard need to pass on what they've learned through trial and error to the next generation, and then they kind of see what worked, didn't work, and can, you know, put their new stuff to make it new and fresh and stuff. But if you miss those elements of like, oh, this is the stuff that we learned long ago to not do, you just don't want to repeat problems of the past. And that's literally what Imagineering is doing right now in leaps and bounds. So I just hope with Pixar or even Disney Animation that when they got rid of a lot of these people, that there was time to at least teach the new people, you know, trials and tribulations of the past and how to use that energy forward. Andrew Stanton is still with Pixar. I know the last thing he worked on was a script for, I think it was Kenobi, but I don't see him working on any current projects at Pixar. At least he's not credited towards any, or hasn't worked on anything since I Can't Get Out of Here since his last movie, which was Finding Dory. There we go. I am gonna have to break through the wall. There we go. Sweet. I mean, that also happened when Disney was forcing all the Disney Parks people to go to Florida when they wanted to do the Lake Nona project, and they basically said, if you don't go, you're out. And a lot of people were like, hey, I have a family here in California, I have my roots here, let alone, you know, 60 years of history for this branch of the company in this one spot. And a lot of those people are like, no, I'm not gonna go. And in turn, Disney lost a ton of talent, and it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. There's a special person that I feel like works at like Imagineering or Lucasfilm or Marvel or anything. You have to have like an absolute love for it, right? You have to understand it. You have to have a love for it, an appreciation for it. And if you're like an Imagineer and they just hire somebody who designs like the Hilton, like Hilton rooms, like it's just like you got to have like there's just a certain like breed of a person that understands like what a theme park is and how it operates. And somebody who just designs like Best Western hotel rooms isn't gonna make it, isn't gonna understand what makes the parks, you know, different. Like you don't spend that level of dollar to go to Disney to enjoy a Best Western room. You go and enjoy a very special, unique experience. And unfortunately, the new guard there, especially when there are new hotel room renovations, are very lackluster. They're very like, we opened up the, you know, the Hotels R Us catalog and we picked out the brown wood chair and this, where in the past, Disney was very focused on making a lot of like unique things. So a lot of the furniture in Disney hotel rooms in the last, you know, few decades have always been like unique design, right? They designed it, Imagineer designs like a really cool headboard that's very like very themed, and that's a unique piece only made for Disney. Well, in the recent years, Disney just opens up the great big, you know, Hotels R Us catalog and buys something that's in like 10 other hotels, and it pulls away the uniqueness of wanting to go to a Disney hotel because Disney hotels are more expensive, and it makes you kind of look at it and be like, these hotels are becoming more and more generic at each one of these remodels, then why not just stay at one of the cheaper hotels at this point? You pulled out so much of the like the reason why you would want to stay at one of these hotels, like the fun, unique themes and stuff like that. So basically you're staying there and you're paying that extra money for what? That's how I see it. It's, and then I looked into it a little bit and I found out that, you know, the people who are designing these hotel rooms is like a special division in Imagineering that's not even, they're hired just to do this. It's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. If you look at a lot of like the remodels, there's nothing wrong with remodeling or, you know, updating things and stuff like that. But there's this sense that there's a sense that theme, like a theme for a property, so like for a hotel, for instance, is somehow considered quote unquote tacky. And maybe to the broader audience, maybe there is something to that. I don't know, but I feel like if you are going to stay at a hotel called the Boardwalk, which is themed to like 1920, you kind of expect the hotel to look like that, not like a shiny modern Marriott. And so when you go through there and you start taking out elements that match that time period, it's like, well, hold on, like, then what's the point of this hotel? The theme and the cost of it. So yeah, that's one of my big issues with Imagineering right now. Is like, why are they pulling out the detail, the themes, the storylines, the era that they're in, and they're just like replacing it with like generic merchandise or generic furnitures and details. It's aggravating. As aggravating as this button is always pushed every time I come here, every single time. That's exactly. There are better ways to modernize without taking away theme or experience. Exactly. And so basically what they do, and this is what they do, they go to the great, Hotels R Us catalog of furniture, right? They pick out some generic furniture that kind of vaguely, quote unquote, might fit this theme. And then they slap a sticker or a decal or paint a stencil of a character on the wall and be like, we did it, boys. Good work, everybody. It's Disney. And it's just a very like low energy, low creative deal. Like we just slap a sticker on here. A great example, I'm going to go on a real rant here. This is why I need to bring back the Disney podcast. Ouch. Is that, this is a great example. The Contemporary Hotel. The Contemporary Hotel has been butchered for years. So the Contemporary Hotel is, in a very kind of like 70s modern style. Over time, especially in the 90s, there was a lot of renovations to it. And so you can see where there's a lot of like 90s influence. So you get a lot of that kind of like bright, kind of like probably later 90s. You'll get that like that brighter like color to it. It's a very specific color, but I'm lacking the words to describe it properly. So you have a lot of that like influenced in it. Then in the early 2000s, they did another renovation where then they went to more of like a very modern, very like in our current time design. So then they do that. And then recently they do two things, right? They go back to a very retro design. So like a 1970s kind of retro design. Looks great. They do the lobby. They change out the lobby. It looks fantastic. They have artwork all over the walls that invoke like some really fun vibes of like the 1970s with some artwork from Mary Blair. So fitting the theme very well. And then the rooms. So let me back up. So you renovate recently. They renovate the lobby area, looking really good. Really good. So they do that. Okay. They leave the 90s mess that they created in the late 90s in the main auditorium area where the monorail goes through. So like Chef Mickey's and stuff like that. Kind of like tacky. Okay. Then you have your rooms. Then they go to like a 60s. Now we've translated into like the 60s now. Incredibles theme. And it is the most hokey dokey looking thing you've ever seen in your life. And also these rooms are $800 to $700 a night. And it's like, it's basically some decals on the wall. The flooring it looks like it's a hospital, honestly. Like it's so sterile. It looks like a hospital. So you have like three distinct themes. You have your lobby area, which is now in kind of a very 70s theme. And then you have your auditorium, which is still stuck in the 90s. And now you have these rooms that are themed to Incredibles. Why? Like, why is the Incredibles in there? Like, it doesn't make sense. If you look at the rooms, like, you're like, is that really worth $700 a night? You just wonder, like, who thought that was a good idea to design it this way? Because it's so fragmented. There's no cohesive theme. If I was an Imagineer right now, I would have turned the Disneyland or the Contemporary into what is called the Disney World Hotel. Disney World doesn't have like a dedicated Disney World Hotel like Disneyland has a hotel, or Tokyo Disney has the Disneyland Hotel, or even Hong Kong Disney has the Hong Kong Disneyland Hotel. I would turn the Contemporary into the Disney World Hotel, and I would heavily lean into the theme that they started in the lobby, which is that very 70s kind of retro vibe, similar to what they did with the Steakhouse 77. And that theme goes throughout the entire resort. You kill off the 90s, you kill the Incredibles family, and you're good. Beautiful. The hotel's classy, but still has a little bit of charm with the so that you can add some like Disney World retro themes to it, and boom, that's worthy of $700 room. And actually, it's still not worth $700, but it still would look a lot better. It wouldn't be so fragmented where you're walking through there and it's like, what in the world is this theme in this hotel? Am I in the 90s, the 70s, or in the incredible world? Somebody needs to let me know because this is the most fragmented hotel I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, we need to kill the Incredibles. Gotta get them out. Gotta get them out. Technically, the Grand Floridian is Disney World's flagship. Yes, but you would also say that the Grand Californian is Disneyland's flagship. So just because it's called Disneyland or Disney World doesn't mean it's quote-unquote its actual flagship. Because the Mara Costa, probably most people would consider that being Tokyo Disney's flagship hotel. Because it is just an incredible hotel. So yeah. That's my rant on those themed hotels. I don't even know how I even started that, but it happened. And I'm sorry about it. I am sorry about it. All right. Let's see here. Where was I? I do think, let me just say this. I spoke quite negatively. Let me just say this. There's a lot of forces going in the right direction than going in the wrong direction right now. Bruce is back. We got Bruce. He's in the house. He's back. So I have some faith in Bruce because Bruce saw a really good stretch of Imagineering. A lot of good projects, a lot of good creativity happened under him. He is back. He's back in the fold. I don't know what happened. I slammed my fist on the desk and I've detached from my brain, apparently. The head is empty. That is correct. It's just a weird world. It's also got really quiet. Oh, hello. I'm back. I think I hit free cam. I was so confused there for a second. I'm like, oh, I think I hit free cam. It's like, what happened? Okay. Anyway, where were we? What other projects? Okay, we got the windows done. TCG cards. That's right. That's right. Wait, no. What? I had another project. Let's see. We did the windows. I have another project. What was it? I got another project to work on. Oh no. Oh no, what was it? The arena. Oh no. I had another project. It was in my head. It was there. It's gone. It's gone. What was it? About a camel. There was talk about a camel. Let's go look at the camel because we did say we were going to go look at Cub's camel. And then hopefully we remember the project that we were going to do. Sidewalks, the city hall, TCG, 2 rockets. No, I only have 1 rocket. Doc has a camel. Man, does everybody have a camel but me? Does everybody have a camel but me? I'm very excited to see the camel. Oh, there they are. Those things are the most derpy creatures of all time. I want to ride you. Look at his little earsies. Oh, these are quite detailed. I don't know how useful they are in the game, but they are very funny to look at. They're very detailed. Wow, that's a heck of an animation too. Come on, get up. Get up. Okay. All right. All right. We saw those. What other creatures does he have over here? We have seen the sniffers. The sniffers are incredible because they're basically the nether inside. Like, look at that. There's a goat. There's all sorts of cool things over here. Here's a brown panda. He did tell me I could have one of these pandas because, of course, the pandas are not pandas. They're actually jelly pandas. They're actually jelly pandas. Little does everybody know. I hear him. I hear him. I heard the pandas. Oh, there they are. Yes. We're going to get one of these eventually. We're going to bring it back to Scarland. I don't know what we're going to do with their jelly pandas, but they will be added to the park. Sweet. I still don't remember what I was going to do. I had a project. It was an important project. It was an important and very important project. Oh, here's the gray panda, but it's a jelly. Oh, it's a cute little jelly. Oh, it's a cute little jelly. Oh, it's a cute little jelly. Okay. Do we remember our project? I can't believe it. I can't believe I forgot what we were going to do. I feel embarrassed. Embarrassed. What embarrassment. Ow. Ow. Can't believe it. Click the button. I had great and powerful ideas, and then they've left me. Literally don't remember what they were. I got so stuck on my Disney rant that I yeah. We're gonna go exchange our TCG cards because I don't remember what I was gonna work on. I had like a series of 3 things, right? Like I had the windows, I had the reveal of the card, but then the rest of it. It's a great question. It's a great question. What was I doing before we saw Pearl? That's a good question that might help us remember. Okay, so this actually might be a bigger project than I thought. So we are to take our cards, so for instance, our PvP deck here, and swap them out for the different cards. So these are new cards, and these are... No, I'm confused. So these are... Which one's the old one? Which one's the new one? Oh, I didn't even look up. Okay, so take new cards. So these are the new cards. And then these are the old cards down here. Okay, I didn't see the chests up here. Old cards down, new cards up. Okay, that makes sense. Because I'm like, which one's new? I'm confused. Okay, that makes sense. So are these the cards that we have to swap? So any of these... and then any of those. Now, what changed with my card, by the way? Let's see. Scarred for Life, Death Loop. Okay. And then what is new about my card? Oh, wait, the text is different. If a player is knocked out following turn, flip a coin. If heads, the player is revived with 50 HP. Can only be revived once. Okay. If the Hermit is knocked out next turn, they're revived with 50 HP. Can only be restored once. Is that just clarifying the text? Because I don't see the difference. I think it's just clarification of text. It's just making it simpler. Okay. I was hoping we would get more power. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. I was confused. Oh, let's see. No more coin flip. Oh, okay. So the old one here, let me actually hover over it. If the player is knocked out, the following turn, flip a coin. If heads, the player is revived. Okay, so it's a coin flip. Let's see. Purple Noise didn't you want to do the flowers and paths today? I'm still working on the flowers and paths, Purple. Like in my creative world, just trying to like space them out because that road's really oblonged, and it takes a lot of calculations to make sure there's like a clean circles, because it's not like a perfect circle. It's not like a square. It's like a really weird like oblong shaped, and so it's taking a long time to get that like nailed down. Okay, so it's no coin flip now. If the Hermit is knocked out next turn, they're revived. Oh, okay, that's sweet. Oh, I like that. That's good. That's good. I was hoping that'd be a little higher, but that's fine. Hopefully Mumbo got nerfed. Whoa. What's wrong with Cleo? No, Cleo's perfect. Cleo is part of my like overpowered deck. Player uses move from any other AFK Hermits. No. What's different here? Use an attack from any of your AFK hermits. Wait, that's the same thing. How dumb am I right now? I can't see the difference. What's the difference? Players use a move from any of their AFK hermits. Use an attack from any of your AFK units. What's the difference between an attack and a move? Oh, it's just wording difference. Okay. Okay, that's the right one. I was like, which one? There we go. I put in the right one. Okay. Okay, so that's fine. That's not different. Is any of these other ones cards that I use? No, I don't think so. That's good. That's good. I'm glad Wells didn't change, because there was talk that Wells was going to change, and Wells is my PvP card, and I didn't want Wells to change. So I'm glad Wells didn't end up changing. What about Corrales? What happened with Corrales here? Heal an AFK Hermit for 100 HP, and can't be used consecutively. I feel so dumb right now. Heal an AFK Hermit for 100 HP. Okay. And then here, heals an AFK Hermit for 100 HP. Cannot be used consecutively. So, can you just use it every turn now? I think so. I'm going to say that's to be true. Oh, what did they change with Pearl? Pearl was a deck that I was building out. Opponent flips a coin for the next turn. I know what that one does because I've been building out a deck for it. Opponent flips a coin on their next turn. If heads, their attack misses. Opponent can't miss on consecutive turns. Okay. This is not too much different. Wells did change. Wells is not here on the board. Did Wells change? Because I don't see, he's not here on the board unless, is there another floor to this? Some are in the barrels. Oh no. No, 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 Beef. You couldn't have done it, did you? Adds 20 HP damage if HP is orange. Add 40 HP damage. Oh, he got nerfed. He got nerfed, didn't he? Oh, that's unfortunate. Let me check what mine was. Hey, by the way, did we ever figure out what trap hole means? That was a great discussion for a while. Oh yeah, he got nerfed, but not a ton. It's better than I actually thought. It's better than I thought. I mean, it's not as bad, but it's definitely disappointing. That's disappointing, that one. I get it. I get why. Maybe I don't. Maybe I do. Either way. We're gonna have to swap that one out, aren't we? That's I don't know what a trap hole is. This all goes back to me telling Guido to shut his trap hole. I'll flip a coin if heads or opponents. Any other ones that are hiding in the boxes that we don't know about? Oh, guys, did you see this? I don't think I told you. I don't think I told you about this. By the way, I got something special. This has been like a month or so, but I got it. Where is it? Boom. Look at this. Bam. I don't know if this is a good card, but it's an ultra rare TFC. So take it easy, flip a coin. If heads, opponent is forced to discard their effect card attack. That must have been the music. I thought that was a potion bottle splashing. Anyway, back to this. If heads, opponent is forced to discard an effect card attached to their active hermit. Only one effect card per opposing hermit can be discarded. So that's a card I got. I don't know how good this card is. So yeah. Let's see. Actual Gary. Hi, it's my girlfriend Sal's birthday in 2 hours. Could you wish her an early birthday? Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Sal's happy birthday. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. So yeah, I think it's a decent card. But yeah, I picked that card up a little while ago and I forgot to show that to you guys. There we are. It was blue, so it like freaked me out. I'm like, what is this? What have I done? Have I broke something? Have I broke something? So these are all the cards that we have to swap now. Oh yeah, so there's a lot. Oh wow. This is basically we're swapping almost all the cards. Because there's far more cards in the barrels than there's displayed cards here. Okay. Alright, there's a lot more to that. Let's see. How do you do the old lightning trick that you have in the castle entrance? Oh, the old lighting trick that you have in the castle entrance. The trapdoor fire. How do you do the old lighting trick that you have in the castle entrance? The trapdoor fire lamps. Oh, I know what you mean. Let's pop over there real quick. Do you mean how we have the fire on the trapdoor? Okay, that makes sense. Let me actually explain that because on the server on Hermitcraft here, we don't have fire tick on. So like if you look at this, you see there's fire on these trapdoors. So Hermitcraft doesn't have fire tick on. So like in your world, I suppose you could turn fire tick off, and then what happens is that the fire is perpetually, burning. If this was a server that did have fire tick on, basically it would burn the trapdoor out and then it would, extinguish itself. If you're in a world that has fire tick on, you can always put, if I'm not mistaken, this goes back a few years, I might be wrong, but you can put netherrack down and then have the fire will always burn on the netherrack. But yeah, back in the day, so if you went back to like 2012 or something, it felt like every lighting in the game was fire for a long time. Like everyone just used fire. So it was a fun thing to bring back because obviously we have so many new lightings. Like we don't just have torches anymore and fire, but well, I hated it when people used pumpkins for lighting. It hurt me in the soul. I hated every minute of it. And every time I saw a pumpkin visually visible for lighting purposes back in the day, I just wanted to just never play Minecraft again. But beside that, this was basically the only way you could light things in a different way other than torches. And then those horrible people who use pumpkins for lighting. Anyway, so now we have lanterns and a million other different lighting sources. So it was fun to kind of bring that back as like a nod to the past, if you will. So I thought that was kind of cool. Would you remember that, especially on servers? Like people would just spam like glow dust, or they would, they would just spam like glow dust. Wait, hold on a second. Are these still here? Are you serious? Just doing my service, guys. I'm doing what I can to help the Hermitcraft community stay healthy and clean and vibrant and well maintained. We have to maintain ourselves here in Hermitcraft, and having these scattered around is just a bad look for the brand. That's right. It's a bad look. We have an appearance. Apparently I'm invisible and I'm back. But anyway, yeah, just want to make sure I get these things out of here. This is horrible. This is very horrible. Ren's on? Where is Ren? Where is Ren? Where is Ren Dog? I have not talked to Ren in a very long time. Where is he? Where's Ren? Where's Ren? Yeah, I'm just cleaning right now, but until you guys tell me where Ren is. No, I'm not touching it. No, I'm not touching it at all. He's exploring. Everybody's always exploring. Every time I want to go find somebody and mess with them, they're exploring. Ren placed these? Well, he didn't know what he was doing at the time. He was very confused, and he didn't know he was using these, as they are banned blocks here on Hermitcraft, and they're not to be touched or associated with. So yeah, we cleared that out, guys. It's looking good now. Everything's all cleared out. Looking fantastic. He's trying to make sure they can't come back, hence no pickaxe. Exactly. Oh, what in the world? I didn't realize these were all here. Yes, removed. See? Told you guys, these were all marked for removal. Thank you, Scar. Glad this... Yes, they are. I'm glad you appreciate my effort here. I will have to go to the doctor after this for, like, poisoning of my hand because of the block touching my skin. It's going on patrol. Oh, yeah, more. Yeah. Oh, it's touching the. See, delete. Look, told you guys. These were all marked for deletion. Scar is the hero we need. That is 100% correct. I am saving Hermitcraft right now. I do need a biohazard suit. That is very true. A biohazard suit would come in quite handy right now for my efforts here. I'm glad I could help the community in a small way. This feels so good now. Ren's like 40,000 blocks away. And I just want to go mess with him. That's fine. That's fine. I'll just keep an eye out here. Looking out for any more of those treacherous blocks. We're looking good. I don't see any more. I think we have removed the scourge from the landscape. We've done a great service today, everyone. A great service. Yeah, we did it. Did it. I'm feeling really good right now, everyone. I'm feeling really good. They're gone. Every single one of them are gone. Good job. Good job, Scar. This is the point where you pat yourself on the back. A good day's work here. A good day's work. An important day's work. I just realized we're over 2 hours and I don't want to hurt my voice. But guys, thank you so much for coming out. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And I am working on simultaneously right now. That's right. That's the level of productivity is going on in my head right now. I am currently working on a new live episode and another Hermitcraft episode. It's amazing. 2 episodes working on my head. My head is full. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming out. Very excited about that. If you haven't seen my recent episode of Hermitcraft, make sure you go check it out. You got to see the ad in it. It's really fun. It's really fun. My parents are in it. Jelly's in it. It's a whole thing. I get cheese thrown in my face at one point. So yeah, check that out. And of course, hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. For everybody who sent over some bits, some subscriptions, some resubscriptions, thank you so much. And if you're new around here, make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure notifications are enabled. We don't stream super often, so you want to make sure you are notified when we do. And of course, mods couldn't do without you. So time to send you all off to a wonderful other streamer out there. We're going to raid somebody, and we're going to raid the one, the only, the Ren of the dogs. Tell him the shopping district is finally cleansed of the magenta terracotta blocks. Finally, after all this time, it is clear. That's right. That's right. That's right. It's very, very important you tell him that.